Soundbars offer an immediate and impressive upgrade from your TV's built-in speakers with a minimum of fuss. Soundbars keep improving and can give you engaging sound from movies, games, and music. Let's take a closer look at a soundbar I got to try out recently, the Harman Kardon Enchant 1100. The Enchant 1100 packs 11 drivers inside with 6 racetrack-shaped speakers, 3 1-inch tweeters, and 2 2 3/4-inch up-firing speakers. 2 of the tweeters fire sideways, and Harman Kardon's MultiBeam virtual surround technology bounces sound off the ceilings and walls to create a surround sound effect. The bar has built-in room correction too, with no external mic needed. While this may not give as precise results as room correction software like Dirac or Odyssey, it takes about 15 seconds to do it, and all you have to do is push the button on the remote. The bar sends out test sweeps, adjusts what it needs to, and tightens up the sound. And that's perfect for a soundbar because one big reason why I'd consider a soundbar is that they're easy to live with. I'm also a believer in room correction, and I really like having it available in the Enchant 1100 like this. Physical connections include an optical input, a USB-A slot for a flash drive, an HDMI input that supports Dolby Atmos and DTS:X pass-through. The soundbar connects to your TV using the HDMI eARC output. You can also connect using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, including AirPlay 2, Chromecast, and Spotify Connect. I had no trouble streaming to the bar using Tidal Connect. I brought the Enchant 1100 home, and rather than swap it into my main home theater setup, I put it under the TV that's in my living room. Setting up the bar was easy using the Harman Kardon One app, and I had it calibrating itself for surround sound in no time. While playing some Netflix trailers, the surround effects were apparent right away. I could hear some environmental sounds off to my left and right, though definitely a little less toward the long side of the room. The overall sound was definitely more enveloping than the pair of stereo speakers I usually use there. Dialogue was crystal clear also, which is another big reason to consider a soundbar. The ability to hear dialogue versus your TV speakers is night and day. The Enchant 1100 does a fantastic job with this, using what they call pure voice technology. I was able to hear voices clearly even when I had to turn the sound way down while my kids went to bed. I thought the bar did very well for itself in my not-so-perfect room. It did pretty well at surround sound, sounded great at playing music, and it's easy to use. It's low enough that it doesn't completely block the IR port for the TV remote, and it doesn't look out of place in the room due to its understated physical design. The Enchant 1100 remote is very useful, giving you access to room calibration, basic audio settings, and other things you use a lot. The app lets you do this too and offers some finer control, but quick and easy on the remote is a nice option. And one little feature I found myself using on the remote is the Moment button. That puts on soothing ambient audio of your choice, like my favorite, Forest. You can dial in the ocean, a rainstorm, and others, and in surround sound, you can close your eyes and feel like you're there. It's maybe a trivial thing, but I sure did like having it available. I enjoyed listening to music on the Enchant 1100 also. Its side-firing speakers do a great job of widening the soundstage and creating a kind of 3D sound field that really draws you in. The soundbar sounds very precise and detailed when playing music and makes high-res tracks shine. So if you want a soundbar for your room, this one's a great option. It ticks the boxes for what soundbars do well. It sets up easy, cleans up the dialogue, and does a pretty good job of creating a wide soundstage and recreating surround sound effects. But to really kick it up a notch, I want to talk a little about the Enchant Sub and Enchant Speakers. The sub and speakers connect wirelessly to the Enchant 1100 bar and only need to be plugged in for power. In a room like mine, that's the only realistic option for adding bass and satellite speakers. Setting up the additional speakers was as easy as setting up the soundbar using the app. A few taps and you're done, and the room calibration getting them to work together seamlessly. Once the speakers were plugged in, setting up the surround system took about a minute or two. With the sub and satellites in place, the whole system becomes a 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos and DTS:X surround system. 2 of the height channels come from the bar itself, while 2 more are added by the up-firing drivers built into the Enchant satellite speakers. Those rear up-firing channels are much more effective than the ones from the bar, and the increase in overhead effects was noticeable right away. The speakers also took the surround sound to another level. With real speakers handling the left and right rear channels, the bar is free to focus on the front soundstage, and surround details have beautiful definition, where before they were present but not quite as clear. Having a speaker on the long side of my room solved that issue right away, and the whole experience was much more immersive than before. The sub helped tie it all together too. It's not the kind of sub that makes you feel things in your chest, but it fills out the low frequency end of things very satisfactorily and adds needed energy to any soundtrack or song. It's also quite small and will be easier to find a place for than a bigger sub. I got the best sound in my room by pulling it away from the wall a bit. So, while the Enchant 1100 soundbar is nice on its own, it can really put a smile on your face when you add the sub and speakers. That setup will deliver beautiful sound from movies, music, and games with no need to run signal cables. If you have any questions about this soundbar or anything else, get in touch with us, and thanks for watching.